Welcome to this session of Hidden Art Explained. Before us is a work by Georg Kosmiadi, 1886 to 1967, created in 1963. This is more than just a still life or a landscape. It is an emotional imprint of memory, captured through the monotype technique, where the paint itself dictates the story. Let us journey through 12 narrative perspectives to decode the cipher of this canvas. Look at these lower forms. We are used to calling them pears, but do they really have a solid shell? Here, in Georg Kosmiadi's world, matter loses its density. These golden brown objects seem like clusters of energy, newly emerged from primordial chaos. The paint doesn't just sit on the paper, it vibrates, flowing beyond its own boundaries. This is a story of form being born from formlessness. The artist isn't showing us a still life, but the very process of life becoming. Light, earth juices, and the warmth of the air blend into one. The fruit here is not something to be eaten, but something to be breathed in. Linger on this softness. Feel how the contours of your own perception blur, giving way to the pure sensation of a ripe summer. Above the chaos of warm fruits rise three dark, almost graphic silhouettes. Three trees, three cypresses, three guardians of eternity. They are the skeleton of this painting. Without them, the composition would crumble into bright spots. These verticals symbolize the connection between the earthly and the celestial. See how confidently they cut through the red space, reaching upward. In 1963, when this work was created, Kosmiadi felt the flow of time deeply. These trees are his internal anchor, his faith in the unchanging laws of nature. They are stoic, cold in color, but filled with inner strength. This is a story of resilience amidst a turbulent ocean of emotions. They are our landmarks in this whirlwind. Immerse yourself in this red. It is not just a background, it is the protagonist. Purple, cinnabar, carmine, they fill the space, creating an atmosphere of a restless sunset, or perhaps an internal fire. For an artist who lived a long life full of trials, red is the color of living every moment intensely. It is the fire of being, which simultaneously gives life to the fruits and threatens to consume them with its heat. The air in the painting seems scorched. This is not a quiet garden. It is a stage where the drama of light unfolds. Every stroke here is like a heartbeat. Feel this temperature. The painting literally radiates heat, making us feel the artist's physical presence right beside us. Get closer to the texture itself. Do you see these complex patterns, resembling frost drawings or the relief of old bark? This is the magic of monotype, a technique where paint is pressed from one surface onto another. In this process, there is always an element of chance, the will of nature itself. Kosmiadi loved this method because it allowed him to co-author with accident. Every grain, every vein on the blue background is a unique imprint of a moment that can never be repeated. This is a story of the uniqueness of our experience. No two strokes are the same. In these microscopic details hides an entire universe where paint lives its own uncontrollable life, creating a complex web of meanings and touches. In the lower part of the canvas, under the weight of the red sky, lies a deep blue shadow. This is the cobalt coolness of the evening, coming to soothe the scorched earth. The blue color works as an anchor here. It prevents the composition from flying away. It grounds it. This is a story of balance. Without this cold spot, we would suffocate from the red heat. Notice how the blue seeps through other colors, creating complex shades of violet and emerald. It reminds us of the night that always hides near the day, of rest after labor. It is a space for reflection, a place where the eye can rest from the brightness and find peace in the depths. Look closely at the golden centers of the fruits. Have you noticed they shine brighter than the sky around them? Kosmiadi embodies an ancient philosophical idea here. True light does not fall on objects from the outside, it is born within. Each pear is a small star, with its own energy source. This is a story of inner enlightenment, of the spark that every living being possesses. Even if a troubled red world burns around you, your inner light remains unchanged. It is the warmth that heats us from within when external circumstances become too difficult. These yellow spots are like a promise of hope, proof that life itself is light. These thin, curved lines are the stems. They seem almost like accidental marks, but they are what give the painting its elegance. They are like thin antennas tuned to the waves of the universe. This is the only element that reminds us of classical drawing, of the reality of the physical world. It is a story of the fragility of connections. Everything hangs by a thread. Look at how dynamically they are curved. There is movement in every line, the energy of growth. They connect the heavy, almost weightless fruits to an invisible source of life. It is a reminder that even in the loudest expression of color, there is always room for a delicate, almost jewelry-like detail that holds the entire structure together. In the very center of the painting, something strange happens. Colors mix so intensely that objects lose their names. What is it? A cloud? A shadow from a tree? Or simply the movement of a brush? This is a story about the limits of our cognition. Kosmiadi invites us into a zone of abstraction where logic retreats before emotion. Here, we learn to see not what is depicted, but how it feels. This is a moment of transformation where reality turns into pure poetry of color. Allow your vision to defocus. Stop looking for familiar objects and simply feel the vibration of the violet, brown, and gray spots. This is the point of freedom from words. In the bottom right, we see the master's signature, 1963. It was a time of great change in the world, but Georg Kosmiadi remained faithful to his unique style. This signature is not just a formality. It is the seal of a man who passed through emigration, loss, and rebirth. It is a story of creative longevity. To paint such an energetic, almost youthful work at 77 is a true feat of the spirit. Each letter of the signature is confident and calm. It is a sign that the artist found his path and is ready to share his vision with eternity. It is a reminder to the viewer, creativity is the only way to defeat time and leave light behind. Look at the light patches at the top, between the dark crowns of the trees. These are exits into open space. In a painting filled with dense colors, these clearings act like a breath of fresh air. This is a story of hope and going beyond boundaries. We often focus on the problems, the dark trees, or the emotions, the red background, but the exit is always nearby. These light yellow and white inclusions give us the feeling that the garden does not end at the frame. It continues further, into infinity. These are windows into another dimension where peace and pure light prevail. Try to let your gaze fly out through these clearings beyond the canvas. The black strokes and flecks scattered across the painting. They might seem like accidental blots of paint, but they are not. This is a story of depth and contrast. Without darkness, we would not know what light is. These shadows add drama to the composition, making it alive. They are like pauses in music that enhance the sound of the main theme. Look at how they play against the bright fruits. It is a reminder that life consists not only of joy, but also of sorrow, not only of clarity, but also of mystery. These dancing shadows make our experience of looking three-dimensional and honest. Finally, take a step back and look at the whole canvas. Now, after we have walked this path, the painting has changed its meaning. It is no longer just pears in a garden. It is a story about you. What do you feel now? a quiet joy of a summer evening, or an anxiety before the unknown. Every viewer brings their own memories and emotions to this work. Georg Kosmiadi's painting is merely a mirror, reflecting your soul. The master gave us colors and forms, but the meaning is created by you. This is the magic of true art. It is never finished as long as at least one person is looking at it. What story will you take with you?